If you want to become a successful trader, you need to embrace that trading is rough. It's not something you can master overnight. It takes time and effort to get good at. And also embrace that more than 95% of all traders quit/fail in the first year. We need discipline, confident, and patient. Confidence is about trusting our decisions. Discipline meaning sticking to our plan even when times get rough. Patience is waiting for the right moment instead of rushing into things. Think about it this way. If you want to become a successful trader, invest your time and money mastering these skills. Hey there, Tamir from FibonacciTraders.com here. Thank you very much for joining another weekly edition, my top stocks to watch for the coming short trading week. So without any further ado, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's see the charts. 30 names on my top stocks to watch for the coming week. Remember, Monday, stock market is closed. Let's start with SG on the daily on the left, weekly on the right. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of your price action. On the daily, we can clearly see we had a nice uptrend. Now some kind of a retracement inside this downtrend channel. We are waiting for a break and a close above the 1480 area. Also on the weekly, you can clearly see 3 consecutive dojis. Let's wait for a break 2 or 3 days above the 1470. And then we need to take under consideration this purple trend line as the next resistance. Above it, we are heading towards 1660. Intel, INTC is the ticker. On the weekly, once again, we can clearly see that this area, zoom out, all this area, once, resistance, resistance, once again resistance since beginning of June, each and every time, price reached this area, got rejected, also with this trend line, so this area is a very tough one. In my opinion, once this area will get broken to the upside, the weekly close above and inside above the 38 area, we are heading towards 40, a weekly close above 40, zoom in, we have this trend line to the upside and then 45. Roku, very interesting price action. As you can see on the daily, we have the green trend line holding the higher lows since May. So now we are waiting for 2 days closing above the 82 and the weekly, some kind of a retracement, 77 holding a support in the past 4 weeks. So on the weekly, if you want to trade the weekly, you need to wait for a close above 86. AFRM, if you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos on the weekly top stocks to watch, you know we said breaking above 1884, we are heading towards 2260 and here we are. Now some kind of a pullback will be very healthy after this run since end of August. 2 weeks, 60%. 60% in 2 weeks is a very bullish trend. Some kind of retracement towards the 1960 will be much healthier before the next leg up. We can take once again Fibonacci swing low, swing high. 1990 is the support that will be retested before the next leg up. MU on the weekly, zoom out. We have the red trend line since January of 2022. Each and every time price reached this trend line, got rejected. We can be a little bit more accurate, but it's only technical analysis. You don't need to be accurate on the cent. It needs to give you an area of resistance or an area of support. Look at this green trend line holding the higher lows since December of 2022. Now let's see where price of MU will take us. Short below the green, long above the red. Zoom into the daily. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and now next resistance will be the 71.45. Support will be 69. STX. Let's clean the chart. This trend line goes all the way towards November 2022. Support, 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 and then broke to the downside. April 2023, and since then, resistance, 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 and last Friday, broke and closed to the upside. Now we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and there you have it. All the levels to the upside, all the levels to the downside. This trend line needs to get retested as support because it did not held very well in the past, so it will get retested, and then next leg up. Zoom out to the weekly, very bullish week, 73.70 resistance, 69 support, another 2 or 3 days above this one, and we are heading towards 80 and then 90. FCX, on the weekly we have lower highs since March of 2022. Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see the trend line very clear. This area of resistance now looks like FCX on the weekly is heading towards this red trend line. We can take swing low, swing high, and here we have it. On the daily, too many gaps. We have a gap to the downside at the 40.48 area, 40.48, so we not get confused. Downtrend, bounce off a trend line towards the 618. It's all a matter of in-depth candlestick analysis, the in-depth understanding candlestick analysis, trend lines, and Fibonacci levels. This gap needs to get filled. 40.20 needs to hold the support, and then we are heading to the next leg up towards 43 and 44. We can have some kind of a double bottom. If the 40.20 will not hold, we are heading towards this kind of price action, bouncing once again off this trend line, and then back up, double bottom, and then towards the 47. But don't try to predict, just follow price. Remember, gaps are like magnets for price action. More than 80-85% of them will get filled throughout time, and the sooner the better for the bulls. And then you can use Fibonacci levels to the upside, to the downside, to manage your risk. SE, on the daily, we have this purple trend line holding the higher lows since May of 2023, 128 from resistance. Now broke up above. We have a gap at the 131.60 area. Let's do it like this. This is the next gap. Once this gap will get filled, retracement and retesting the 128 as support before the next leg up, and zoom out. On the weekly, take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. And as you can see, downtrend, bounce, 618 level, closed above it, and the weekly, 139 is the next resistance. PXD, on the weekly, we have this green trend line holding as resistance for the lower highs since May of 2022, then broke to the upside beginning of August, retesting this trend line as support. Now, continuation to the upside, and on the daily, always zoom in also. On the daily, we can clearly see all this area. The 240 area was resistance, broke to the upside. Let's see continuation towards. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Next resistance, 2. We can take also Fibonacci, recent low. This is our most recent low, the 206. Next is the 249. Domino's Pizza on the weekly, some kind of a retracement, lower highs, lower lows. If you want to go long, wait for 2 or 3 days breaking above this trend line, and then we can go long. We can take on the daily Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and Fibonacci will give us all the levels of support. Next resistance for price action. ALB on the weekly, all this red area, very important level of support, very important area of support. As you can see, bounce, bounce, once again bounce. Now let's see continuation towards the 210. We have a trend line that helps us to identify that overall we have lower highs since November of 2022, but above last week's highs, we are good to go long towards first major resistance will be this green trend line. On the daily, we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and as you can see, bounce towards the 202 Fibonacci resistance level. Doji, we might get some kind of a pullback towards the 193 before the next leg up. HD, let's clean the chart, go to the weekly, and let's see what the weekly says. The weekly is much more easy on the eyes. It clears the noise from the daily. 335 area, very tough resistance. Tough resistance from May 21 towards September 21, then gap to the downside. And since February of 2022, as you can clearly see, 1.5 years of a very tough resistance. But on the good side, the 321 is holding a support in the past 6 weeks. So we are waiting for 2 or 3 days breaking and closing above the 335, and then we can take our long position when 335 will be our risk management. On the daily, we have broadening formation, which is the only true formation for price action, because this is how price action moves. Lows, highs, higher highs, lower lows. And now we are waiting for a close and a break above the 335. Then we are heading towards the upper green trend line. If you like what you see, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell, because I'm going live during trading days, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going reviewing the market and taking requests, so you don't want to miss it. MJ trend lines helps us to see where price might be heading next, and this blue trend line is holding as support the lower lows since January 17. Now this green trend line holding the resistance force high for the lower highs since February of 2021. Look at this. Until when? Until it will break to the upside. Last Friday, price went all the way towards this green trend line, got rejected, and we are waiting. Last Thursday, sorry, also Friday, with an inside day. Now all we need to wait is for a 2 or 3 days closing above this area, and it's also the 50% retracement. So 2 or 3 days above the 372, above this green trend line, and we are good to go long on MJ. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, subscribe, share with friends. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational videos. Until the next video, enjoy the rest of your weekend.